Guerro. Who is Guerro? Is he even human? What is he? Is he a creature? Is he from our time? Many people ask. Few know. Could he be, in fact, an alien? An ET, not from our world. Or maybe perhaps an interdimensional being stuck in our dimension and for keeps. Many think that he might even in fact be a demon sent from hell. But here's a few folks who have met the guy and have lived.
Watching Jeff Straight. Ain't the mole he does.
Jeff Chavez, and he's going to tell you a little bit about Guerro. So how did you meet Guerro?
Guerrero, he used to come around here when he was about yay high. Little bitch ass nigga, be talking shit all the time.
Oh yeah? What would he say?
He's like, oh, you can't ollie, you can't do flips. Just be hella talking shit on people skating around. And then finally we're like, hey Guerrero, get your little bitch ass out here, start rolling. And finally he just picked it up, and next thing you know, motherfuckers jamming everywhere. Just fucking skating like pros and shit.
Damn. Like, what was like his signature move?
He does things called fucking Guerrero in your face. It's kind of like a, let's see, oh fuck, I don't know. It's like a kickflip into a fucking, his cock's hanging out.
Damn, sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Brian Duke, he's going to tell you a little bit about Guerro. How did you first meet Guerro?
I've probably known Guerro for about, I want to say, maybe 12 years now. One night I'm just hanging out at this bar, having a crummy day. Nobody else wanted to kick it that night. Started drinking alone. Never a good way to start out, but Guerro was right there. He was getting pretty faded too. So him and I got to talking, and I don't know, we've just been boys ever since. You know, he's kind of a lightweight back then, but ever since then he's become a monster. Usually he's our DD when we go brewery hopping. We usually try to hit up like, maybe 6 or 7 breweries in a day. But if we got Guerro with us, we'll probably hit up like maybe 8 to 10.
Oh, cool. Like, do you think that Guerro does anything out of the ordinary? Does he do things like differently than like regular people? Since he's not like an average person, like by far.
You know what? I remember this one time him and I got, we had a couple drinks, and then he picked up a chick. We went back to his place. I was crashing over there, and I think he does, because I heard some noises coming from that bedroom I've never heard from anything else, man. I don't know, man, creature. I don't know if it was the noises she was making. I don't know where the hell that shit came from, but it sounded pretty freaky deaky. So yeah, he definitely does stuff his own way.
Well, that's cool. Like, yeah, I can see that, definitely. Do you think Guerro has influenced a lot of people?
Well, yeah. I mean, he kind of tries to keep a low profile and stuff. So, I'm kind of surprised that he's actually allowing this, this movie to be made, about him. But, it's kind of time. I think it is time. I think we're finally at an age in, where people are ready to learn about Guerro and about what he can do for humanity and stuff.
Okay. Why do you think he wouldn't want a movie to be made about him?
Just because he's kept a low profile all these years and stuff, I mean, he even, he's got a close-knit group of friends that he kicks it with, and, he doesn't really stray too far from that. I mean, if he comes across people, he's one of those people that you're going to always remember, of course, but he doesn't go out of his way. You're not going to see him doing karaoke or, trying to do all kinds of crazy stunts or anything like that, Guerro's just Guerro.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I dig it, man. I dig it. I dig it.
The first time we met, we just like instantly clicked. You know, like you ever met someone and you just like feel like you've known them forever? That was me and Guerro. Like we're just, you know, best friends. And then I don't know, he started hanging out with these weird people and like just doing different things, you know, stuff that wasn't Guerro. And I told him, like, I don't recognize you anymore, you know? And it just really hurts because I really, you know, I saw him being my maid of honor at my wedding. And then to just have that just disappear, you know, it's really hard. It's really hard to talk about. You know, you lose a best friend.
Yeah, I know Guerro. Dude owes me money. Ain't talking no small change either. Owes me about 50 large.
Women I've been through, I don't know why I just don't say fuck her with this one.
Why do you think?
If I see him,
Well, she's a sweet kid.
he's getting sliced for sure.
I think she's seriously depressed.
Ear to ear.
You feel for her.
Hey, so, Guerro, what did you need 50 large for? I mean, that guy Dirty Randy says you own hella money. He's trying to slice you up.
Oh, that's just a misunderstanding. I mean, 50 large, come on. I'm like an interdimensional being. I don't have that kind of money, but, you know, I do like to hang.
Yeah, I remember meeting him back in 2002, and he was a kind of a strange fellow. He always had his arms up doing this thing. I don't know what that was about. We used to always do high fives on the way to class, going to college at that time. And he lived in the dorm across from me. We had some wild times, man.
I was really surprised to hear from Danny that he wanted to hear our stories about Guerrero. I got stories to tell, but I can't tell all of them without his permission. But there's some. I met him maybe about 11 years ago. He was working at Nordstrom's, and I went in looking for a pair of gloves for my husband. And I met him at the counter. He knew so much about hand coverings that I wound up buying a very expensive pair of cashmere gloves for me and a pair of driving gloves for John. He looked really sexy wearing this while he was driving the Porsche. And now that he's not here with us anymore, it's a good memory. Anyway, we hit it off. Guerrero was such a great guy, and he knew so much about so many things. So we'd have lunch every once in a while because we both like finger food. We kept in touch. I met one of his girlfriends. Nguyen was pretty hot. She was an esthetician. Guerrero liked the things that she did to him, and she told me he could do things to her that had never been done before. So I think it was a good match for a while. Her family finally broke them up. And then he had some problems at Nordstrom's. He got involved with a woman that was newly engaged. He loved her hands, and he kept messing with her engagement ring, making it too small, too little, too stone loose, whatever, so he could keep seeing her. And finally she complained to the management and they fired him, and Guerrero could never find a job at a really good store again. So recently, maybe about a year and a half ago, I went to go have my car washed, and he was working at the Queen's Chest at Delta Car Wash. I mean, I was so happy to see him. I kept in touch with him through my grandson Ron and his friend Brian and Danny, but we had a relationship that was totally different from their beer days. And so I went there last Christmas, and I couldn't figure out gifts for all of my grandkids and their girlfriends and stuff, and so he helped me pick out gloves for all of my granddaughters. I mean, they love them. They wear them now, and they tell me how cool they look. So, you know, in my family, Guerrero's a legend.
I actually don't even know who the fuck this thing is. He just randomly shows up and he's just like, hey man, Guerrero's gonna be coming, alright? And I'm like, who the fuck is Guerrero? I still don't even know who the fuck this guy is. He randomly shows up to my house and shit and starts fucking acting up. I still don't know who the fuck this guy is. Still don't know.
Hey, Guerrero, you know Eric?
Oh yeah, Eric go way back, man. We're best buds. Like, we hang out like all the time. All the time. I love going over his house.
Who'd you say you were with again? Okay. So Bosk and I were sitting next to our friend in the movie theater when all of a sudden this horrible, horrible thing came out and it started attacking the crowds. We got away, but our friend wasn't so lucky.
So I guess it was only due time people would ask about Guerrero. Let me tell you about my experience with Guerrero. So one sunny day, I'm walking to the park, and as I'm passing the park, there's this little hidden cave with a bench inside. And on that bench was Guerrero playing a banjo. Yeah, of all things, a banjo. Just kind of cool if you ask me. But when he played it, I couldn't help but get closer to this little cave to see what was happening. And as he played this banjo, all I felt and saw were these magical, like origami, little paper elephants flying everywhere. And I was like, this guy is so cool. So cool.
Way back. I think I'm his oldest friend. I don't know. He's always tell me all these crazy stories about like how he traveled different dimensions, like in outer space and everything. Or people think he's a demon, and every now and again he has to eat Ewoks. But you know, that's just his own thing. I mean, I don't judge the guy. You know, I love that guy. He's pretty cool. We always go to Eric's house, and then Sweetie, he was like a glove salesman, you know, like sometimes he plays the banjo and it's like magical and shit, and it's like I don't know where he gets that talent, but you know, we went on tour a couple times, but we didn't do so good, you know. But yeah, he's a cool dude. I mean, shit, I don't know what else to say about him other than I'm glad I met him.
Guerrero? Oh yeah, I know Guerrero. You see these kids? Yeah, they're his, and he left me with them. Guerrero You mother...